Emeritus Professor Sir Alan Mark is an eminent University of Otago botanist and leading conservationist. His efforts at the moment include involvement with a group calling for a risk assessment of New Zealand. That call comes amid what they say is a deterioration in the environment, ecological and economic security, business continuity and general wellbeing. Sir Alan joins us tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Now, you've put out a call for a risk assessment. Where does it come from?
Well, it comes from a group throughout Otago, really, quite a mixed group: academics, writers, artists, business people, sports persons, generally concerned about the situation lies ahead here, which looks to be a serious risk for most New Zealanders. I think it's part of a world situation of a deteriorating world environment economically and environmentally. So, we've discussed this for some time. We had a public meeting 18 months ago and we had about 200 people turn up. We discussed the issue and we've been discussing it since then. And we believe the situation is now calling for the politicians and the general public to look at the risks ahead and respond to those and try to avoid some what appear to be pretty serious concerns for the future.
How would a risk assessment be put together?
Well, we've identified 5 general areas, as you've said, and all of them are relevant, I think. Environmental concerns and ecological issues are my particular concern. And, we've seen currently, and it's been going on for some time, but it seems to be worsening, a deterioration in our land environment, in our atmospheric environment, and in our water, freshwater and marine environment. Pollution of the land systems, global warming in particular, climate warming with greenhouse gas emissions is a serious issue, and that's shared by many people. And the general deterioration of our water quality, both in marine and freshwater, and the use of the environment to satisfy economic needs virtually without concern for the impact on the environment. And, economics are an important issue. They're in pretty dire straits at present with the global situation. And a lot of New Zealand companies are having difficulty with the economic aspect.
How would a risk assessment be put together?
Well, we try to emphasise the importance of relating economic values with environmental values to ensure that in the economic prosperity of the country, we don't unduly undermine our environment, because I think most people, and certainly I'm one of those, believe that our environment is our most important resource, not just our natural systems, but the environment generally. And if we, allow that to degrade, then it's a very difficult job to retrieve that in future. So we're sounding a warning that the environment has looked like it's deteriorating and deteriorating more rapidly now. And we just want to say, let's assess what's happening here and let's avoid the serious implications if that's what we appear to be heading to. It's really a stitch in time to save 9.
The other issue that you've raised is genuine well-being. How would a risk assessment be done on that?
Well, we're concerned with the welfare of many people in New Zealand, increasing unemployment, increasing concerns and calls on food banks to satisfy the needs, the hunger needs, the food needs of many of our community, a less equitable distribution of finances, this now than in the past. So, we think the way the world and New Zealand is trending is going to worsen the situation for many of the lower income people. And that should be our concern. And we're concerned for the future of New Zealand. The way we're handling it at present looks like we're not planning for a future where there's no tomorrow almost. So
now you have a meeting coming up. Where and when?
Well, we've got a large meeting. We've got 10 speakers, 5 from outside Dunedin. It's on Friday, this coming Friday, the 8th of March. We've got a launch in the afternoon at the Museum Reserve at 1:15 till 3 o'clock, and we've got an evening meeting for a wider discussion at the Castle One Lecture Theatre on campus from 7 till 9:30. So, I'd invite any interested person to come along and support and learn from and contribute to our discussion at those meetings.
Emeritus Professor Sir Alan Mark, thank you very much for your time.